貴様の拳など顔どにも効かんわい。お前はもう死んでいる。何？
What's up, guys? It's your boy Navia here, the best host with his friends Carlos and Adrian. Adrian. How do we do this? American style or Puerto Rican style? He's flipping me. He's flipping me off right now. Like he really hates me because I kept cutting it off last episode.
No,
but yeah, hey
no,
guys,
because you keep calling yourself the best host.
I am the best host.
Which you are, but I don't like it being thrown in my face.
I mean, hey, I'm the LeBron of this podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry. Like,
wait, so who's the AD?
Fuck that. I'm LeBron. The fact is, I'm LeBron.
God,
Anyways, this
typical.
is not the NBA episode. We're talking about anime. Yeah, we're gonna talk about anime. So yeah, let's hear the intro right now. And we're back, boys. We're back, boys and girls. Barely any girls, because we barely have any women listeners. It's like 17% or something like that.
No, it's higher. It's a fourth. It's a clean fourth.
Okay, so 25%. We can do better than that. Come on, women. Show it. You can hear us.
And we're going to do it with an anime episode. That's going to be the one.
Yo, why can't women watch anime, bro? Why can't women watch anime?
They can.
Well, no, they can. And I give a lot of credit to women that are big fans of anime because there's a lot of things anime does that is against, like I would call against women. I mean, these women will keep pushing through, and I got to give so much credit to that.
What are you talking about? I've
talking
never
about anime titties, bro.
What are you talking about? There are
and
no
how
anime
unrealistic
titties.
they are.
Okay. But hey, so the dynamic of this episode is basically I don't watch anime. I've barely watched anime. Carlos has watched a shit ton of anime.
Yeah.
Yo, wait, when you guys see the number, I just want you guys to know Carlos is more normal than he sounds to be after you hear that number. Like he's a pretty cool dude, guys.
He's not. He's even in a relationship. That's how amazing this is all gonna sound once you hear the number.
Yeah. And Adrian is like more of a casual, but yet watches pretty much a lot of anime in my eyes, at least. So yeah, I just wanted to ask you guys, because okay, I've watched about 3 animes in my life. I mean, like sat down and watched them. 4 actually, 4. The one I watched a full season of, or maybe 2 seasons, was Attack on Titan. Because it was on Netflix. Then I started to watch Kill la Kill when it was on Netflix, and yeah, I got uncomfortable.
The fan service.
I got very uncomfortable with all the fan service. By the way, to those who don't know, fan service is when they really focus on titties, like really focus on titties, like ridiculous amounts of focus.
Wait, let's elaborate a bit more on that. So it's not only titties, I guess, but it's also, I mean, just women in skimpy outfits, lot of other things. But it also happens.
Making basically like wait, how do you say that in English? Like están gimiendo, like, you know, like you don't know that word. Oh, they're moaning. They're moaning in yeah. Like they're just weird, moaning like for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah. So pretty much, so it can go both ways. So whenever someone, like, the main aspect of it is that most anime watchers tend to be male. I believe that's also like kind of a statistical thing because there's more males in Japan than females, something, or there were before. I don't know. I think that has something to do with it, but not a lot.
Are you talking in the industry or the country as a whole?
I think I thought it was the country as a whole, but I'm heavily outdated on like my numbers, so I'm not sure. Point is, like, it is pretty true that the majority of people that watch anime are male, and so like the companies like try to tailor to that. by showing like the sex appeal of women, but like overly showing it, just like way too much, like to a degree where it's just like not funny anymore. Like just like close-ups of like thick thighs or the breasts or
Upskirts.
just
Extra
upskirts and stuff
thick.
like that. Yeah, like it's just not necessary. And then some animes will like have a little bit of that, and you're just kind of, like it doesn't really affect that at all, like the whole show as a whole. But some animes are just like fully centered off that, because they pretty much just go like they come out of the gate swinging. They're like, yeah, we don't give a fuck about our story. We're going full for that, just like barely. It's pretty much soft porn, if anything.
And I mean, there are series that do it in a way that works very well. Like they do it on purpose and in moments that make it work towards the show and it fits the vibe of the show. But yeah, there are other shows that are just like super serious moment. Oh my God, they might die. Oh my God. And then, upskirt shot. And I'm like, man, what the fuck?
Pretty much.
It throws you out of the moment, and I hate it so much.
It also
But
happens
also-
for it happens for like it exists where you can get fan service for girls as well. And I have one show that's like that. But it doesn't go to the degree. Like it's like a different type of fan service. It's a different type of appeal. So I'll talk about that later.
And yeah, no, look, we're gonna talk about how ridiculous anime is, and like all. This is gonna be an episode that people, even that don't watch anime, can enjoy and have a laugh about. And we're gonna riff on a lot of the things that anime does. But at the same time, I want to say, and I can say, I think I'm speaking for Carlos here too. We fucking love anime. Like the
Oh, yeah. 'Cause
creativity you
Because
see
you're
in anime.
misogynists. You
Fuck
don't care
off.
about women.
That's not the reason. No, the reason we love anime is because. Yeah,
you
no.
can you can take that up with my girlfriend. I think I respect her plenty.
Oh,
No,
so
yeah,
so
look,
you're a
here's the
simp.
Oh, you fucking piece of trash.
Yo, he set you up
Oh
so
my
well
god.
for that.
Oh my god. Oh my
Nah,
god. Oh
guys,
my god. Oh my god.
me and Carlos, we
Oh my
both love our
God.
girlfriends a lot. We really love
are you
them.
gonna make?
yeah, it was just.
I can't believe
I, just really,
I can't believe I've been called a simp. Oh my god. that might be
Oh
that
my God,
might
dude.
I don't think I've ever taken an insult like so harshly, and I've been insulted a lot in my life, and that one actually hits.
We've
like,
called
deep.
we've called you so many things.
I know,
the
but-
entire
but
yeah,
time
Simp-
we've known
but
you.
that was
And this
that
is
was
the
the
one
last
that
straw.
got you.
That was the
Simp-
last straw.
But simp is the one that I wasn't expecting it at all, because I'm like really behind on the whole like new culture regarding like the new vocabulary that's coming up with the memes and shit. So like it took me like a long time to know what an OnlyFans was, and then like I never really fully understood
damn.
what simp is, and then now I'm being called something that I forgot existed. So it really came from like it's like I looked left and then I got hit on like the right temple by a baseball or some shit. Like I just didn't expect it, man.
In summary, Carlos is not on Twitter.
Yeah, we're
Well, he
working
is, but he
on
doesn't
that.
spend time on it.
We're working on it.
I'm
We're
getting
working
better.
on
I'm
that.
getting better, but yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
but yes,
okay,
But yeah, no,
like Ian
I
says,
wanted
we
to
really
say-
like it. We really enjoy it.
Yeah, no, we love it. I love it because first off, the creativity, the worlds the stories that you get with anime are so like insane, and you would never. I don't think you would ever see them in American programming. That like anime just offers this complete. It's a whole other medium where you can like explore these stories, which like are so incredible. Again, they do have their anime has its ridiculous tropes, but like. There's so much amazing anime out there. And I have, like, my watch list right now is longer than the list of anime I've actually watched just because I've heard so many great series that I want to watch.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I mean,
So,
Navia, you can since you're the person that knows the least, you're pretty much gonna be in charge of like making fun of our shit the most and like asking us like the
Yes.
Yeah,
why
probably.
questions, because there's gonna be a lot of why questions.
There's going to be a lot of why.
but why? Okay, so like
does
okay,
me?
so as I was talking, Kill la Kill fan service didn't watch, stopped instantly. Like I literally watched the first episode. The girl got basically naked. I was like, yeah, no. The bitch looked like a fucking 14-year-old. I was like, I'm not okay with this. Bye.
That's another ridiculous thing about anime. There's so many series. Thankfully, not many of the ones I watch except Kill la Kill. which is an amazing series. Again, a humongous amount of fan service, but it's such an entertaining series, and it's so well done in terms of its story, its characters, its action. It's amazing. But yeah, no. Another thing about anime, it's why so much sexualization of underage girls, man.
Well, okay,
Like,
okay,
it's
but that's I think that's a cultural thing as well. Like,
no, that's the thing. I'm like, why is this a cultural thing?
That's a fucked up thing.
That's a
it-
fucked
no,
up
it-
cultural
it's,
thing.
It's a fucked up. It is a fucked up cultural thing. But like I think something weird about anime is that they find a way to like mix in a lot of genres and at the same time like completely disregard them when it's like convenient to them. Like the whole thing you just said, like high school and shit. And like let's say Kill la Kill. So there's high school mixed in with like a prison vibe, mixed in with lingerie and nudity, pretty much. Those three don't mix. But then they find a way, like you can mix in school with prison, because a lot of kids like associate like school with kind of being imprisoned and stuff like that. But then you're throwing in nudity and like fighting and shit. Like they don't mix, especially like you should never mix in the nudity with like the like underage person. But like they don't address that really in the show. Like it's kind of like just like it's kind of like they went down two separate roads. But then, like, when you think about it, you're like, wait, no, this is one show. Like, this is a whole, like, this should be one train of thought. Why?
Yeah, no. If you want a really fucked up anime, for those of you that do watch anime and you're looking for something fucked up and you want prison and school, watch Prison School. I have only seen
no.
episodes.
No. Don't get into that yet. We'll get into that later. I have that's on my list. That's on my list of stuff that we need to discuss. Trust me. Let's talk about that a little later. I promise we will.
Dale.
Okay, now so that's two. You got two more.
After Kill la Kill, I started watching Death Note. It's an interesting thing with Death Note, because I stopped watching the series because like when I started, I went to Comic-Con, Puerto Rico, obviously. And I bought the manga, and I don't know why, but I think the manga had like a better vibe because it was in black and white. Obviously, mangas are in black and white mostly. So yeah, like it had, because Death Note is like so gloomy, so dark and shit, and the black and white really pushed that aesthetic. And in the series, I just didn't like the voice acting or anything, so I preferred imagining the voices. Plus, the manga was in English. So, I didn't have to watch the sub or dub. I just read it in English.
Yeah.
And
it's a rare case. It's a rare case where the anime is better than the manga. It's actually. I don't think I've ever.
It's like books. Like movie adaptations
exactly.
of books are usually like not better than the books, because details.
I've definitely
because they work in details and stuff like that.
100%. I've definitely come across but it works. Okay, so it works a little differently with anime though. So like I've definitely come across shows that give the manga justice. Like when you watch it, it gives it justice. But the main, like, one of the big problems with anime is in that they, like what you just said, sometimes when you make a movie adaptation of a book, you can't get all the details in there. With anime, the problem is that if it starts doing well, then they try to add in details. This is what's called filler episodes. So they try to add stuff that wasn't in the original like vision of the author. And a lot of the times, like sometimes if they get like permission from the author to say like, oh, we want to add this, what do you think? And a lot of times they say yes. But even though they like the author like gives it the check, it's not the same. It's a different storyline. It's new characters. It's new like abilities that they won't use ever again. So it's really decentralized. So because then you're like, oh, you can do that one thing you learned like 20 episodes ago. Oh, why do you never talk about that ever again? Why do you never use this ultra super powerful move that you could use right now? Oh, okay, that's why. It's like it is really annoying. Like once you know it's there, and you can find like lists online of like which episodes are, especially if you're watching like really long animes. I don't really know people that will rewatch a filler if they know they can skip it.
Yeah, no, and I think I would say I divide anime into like three categories for this type of stuff. Like there are the animes that just keep running all the time really, and like they have to do these filler episodes to let the author write some more stories for the manga so they can then take those and keep adapting it to the anime. Then there's the series that are long running, but they're seasonal at least. So usually you don't have as many fillers with those because they do it on a season by season basis, and it gives time for the author to write the new story arc or whatever for the season.
You know who should have made
sorry,
episodes?
what?
My Hero is one of them. Attack on Titan was one of them.
Attack on
JoJo's
Titan is what I was
Bizarre
gonna say.
Adventure is another one.
Attack on Titan is one of those that only comes out that it doesn't have a filler. It just doesn't. It's back to back.
Exactly,
Like,
and then
action.
there's just the series that are based on mangas that like when it was a short run, limited run, but like, and then they make like a 12 to 24 episode anime, and that's it. That's the story, and it's over.
But a lot of those are also not only based on manga, but they're based on like what is known in Japan as light novels, which is pretty much like a shorter book.
Yeah,
or much. a manga without the drawings, however you want to discuss it. Those are usually like if they get one season, if they get 2 seasons, it's rare.
Yeah,
like it's rare.
But another thing I wanted to touch on is you talked about how rarely the anime is better than manga, and I think the best case for this is a Full Metal Alchemist and then Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. So for those of you who don't know, Full Metal Alchemist is one of the most revered, if not the most revered anime out there.
No, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is more.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, no, I mean, like, I'm saying like the series as a whole.
Oh, okay.
So they first did a series back, I think it was in 2003, which is just called Full Metal Alchemist, and that one wasn't a very close adaptation of the manga. And even though it is critically acclaimed as a series and very highly regarded, it's a lot of people still criticize it for its lack of fidelity to the manga. Now, they redid the series, which is very rare, I feel. I think it's the only case I know of. They redid the series in 2009 with Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, which did keep closely to the manga, and it went on to probably become the most famous or critically acclaimed anime out there. Like, it's up there with the Cowboy Bebops of the world in terms of how critically acclaimed it was.
I don't know what the
Also, it's another
100%.
good example of a series that doesn't do fan service. Like, it is, we're going to cover later in the episode anime you should watch if you're not really that into anime, which I think would be good, which we think would be good options to watch. But it's a great series, I would say, for someone that, because it doesn't do the fan service thing. It's very mature in its themes, like, but a teenager can watch it. But yeah.
So
you're
Nadia,
such a conservative dad.
You haven't said.
I just want to say that Adrian's such a conservative dad, because it was like teens can watch this series, even though it's very mature.
It's wholesome.
I mean, there's some violent. I mean, there's some gruesome scenes sometimes in that series.
Yeah.
Not very gruesome, but like, I mean, there is violence.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Anyways, but come on, like 10-year-old kids are playing fucking Call of Duty. Come on, you can watch anything.
Yeah. Nadia, you had a fourth one.
Yeah. Okay. So then I started Naruto, and it was like the first episodes was I was like, no, I'm not gonna watch this shit. It's I'm not gonna watch this shit. And now there's a new one, but I'm not gonna. I don't count it as watched because I just started it. It's called Initial D. Initial D has a lot of songs they use for memes, like the Deja Vu song, like Deja Vu, we just know that. Yeah, you know that song, and another song that they use, like, yeah, and there's another song that they use in like a famous Vine where there are like 2 trash cans, like basically racing because they're like being ran by water.
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, if you were very into Vines, you'd know what I'm talking about. If you're not part of that Vine culture, that dead rip Vine culture, then I'm sorry. Rip.
Oh, fine.
Oh.
Anyways,
I haven't seen this show, but I remember that I remember vaguely that one of my closest friends from elementary, his dad would watch a show. And I think the car I saw, like the one time I saw him watch it, saw him watching the show, like the car that was racing at the time was that car that I just saw on the like cover for the anime.
Yeah,
so
okay, so
I think I know what you're talking about.
the thing that made this anime famous, especially in the car community, like JDM, which is like Japanese car community, it's that okay, so the show is about like this, you know that Japan has like these mountains with roads that a lot of people drift, like Tokyo Drift. It's the whole show is about, the whole movie is about that. Well, this show like it came before that. It was in the 90s. And it has so many JDM 90s cars. It's like if you know about cars, if you're like a fan of cars, this show is fucking amazing. Cause the main car is a Toyota AE86 Corolla. It's such a it's a lot of details, but it's such a cool car. It's not fast. It doesn't have like a huge motor. It's not, but it's so famous in the car community because of this show only. And people have taken like I've gone to some car meets and they have there's this Toyota called Toyota GT86 which has like a Porsche motor. It's a bit more famous now. And people like make decals to make that car kind of look like the car from the show. It's because it's amazing. Because I mean, the show goes very into detail, and the car racing, it's not animated by drawing; it's animated by computer. So every time they race the cars, it's like you're watching Need for Speed in the 90s, like PlayStation 1 Need for Speed, I guess. Yeah, wow. The show, like the quality now, like you see, it's like, oh shit, it's kind of bad. But at that time was amazing. Like they had, I don't know the budget or anything, but it looked really good. And they go into detail inside the cars with the what do you call that shit? The speed tracker, I guess, whatever. Anyways, yeah.
Speedometer.
Speedometer, that. In Spanish, it's called velocimetro. Right? I don't fucking know Spanish either. Yo no.
I didn't know that actually.
Fuck that.
I think
bilingual.
I think that I think that's something pretty good about anime, at least in my opinion, is that I think the art style of anime ages a lot better, even though it obviously looks older. It doesn't, like, watching an old looking like animation style doesn't throw me off. I haven't really met people that see that and they're like, oh my god, this is disgusting, like it's because it looks old. No, like I can see people watching a movie that's like black and white and seeing like, okay, yeah, this throws me off. Or because like movies depend a lot on not just like the quality of the image, but like the sound, the effects, the music and shit, like stuff you were limited to doing that stuff in real life. But like, even if it wasn't, like, we've had the capability to do a lot of shit on a computer by drawing it, and it gives you a lot more possibilities. So like, I honestly think that you can go back to watching stuff from the 90s or 80s in anime, and as long as the story is good, it won't really throw you like take away from the aspect of the show.
Also, I wanted to ask you guys, what was your first anime? Or what was the anime that got you into anime that wanted to make you watch like more hentai?
Oh, come on. No,
I'm sorry, man, but fan service, I see it as hentai. It's like low-key hentai. It's like soft hentai.
Oh, hentai is probably much worse.
Like, basically, my whole joke about anime is that it's basically hentai. But don't take me serious. No. By the way, like, if listeners take me very serious, don't.
You got a problem.
I'm not a serious person.
You got issues.
You can ask
if you take him seriously,
all of my friends.
If you take him super seriously, you're not gonna like.
You're just gonna hate me.
If we took him seriously for everything.
Yeah, exactly, dude. It's I'm so fucked up. I'm a fucked up person.
Adrian, you can go first. I got a couple here.
Yeah. Well, technically, first anime that I watched, Pokemon's technically an anime.
No. Fuck you. Like actual anime. Come on.
Okay, well, first anime that I watched that also got me into anime was probably Fairy Tail. I started watching anime, I would say, around 2010. And Fairy Tail had been out for a year at that point, so it only had like about a few 40-something episodes or something like that. It was on Netflix, so that's why I started.
Really?
That series,
that's sixth grade? That's sixth grade?
No, wait. Because it started in 2009.
I'm talking shit.
2010 is sixth grade.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I thought Fairy Tail came out like 2011, something like that.
No, I'm pretty sure it's 2009.
Okay.
I mean, look it up and fact check me while I keep explaining.
I love. I love Fairy Tail. I love it when Tinkerbell really fucks up that other fairy.
Fuck.
You know, god
fuck
damn.
you. Fuck you.
Dude, haven't you seen like
yeah.
Fairytopia? Yo, that series, god damn, amazing series. 10 out of 10.
Is that a Barbie
I really.
movie?
No, I think it was
really-
like an actual series. Like Fairytopia was like an actual Nickelodeon series.
Oh
I don't
my
remember
God.
well, but yeah, okay, like keep going.
I really wish we were screen grabbing this and putting it on YouTube because just my face right now.
Yeah, he's he's
yeah.
he's so
soon
pissed
to come,
off,
guys. Soon
'cause-
to come.
Yeah,
yeah,
Fairy
we're working
Tail,
on that.
Which,
We're working on that. Fairy
yeah,
Tail.
Fairy Tail. With the last
Tinkerbell.
word is actually spelled like tail, like as in an animal, like if it was a tail. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, TAIL.
Why is it
Yeah,
Fairy
and it's
Tail?
pretty. Because they explain it in the show. I forget
I
the
know.
reason.
I know the reason. I know the reason.
Can
so,
you explain it?
Yeah. So
Explain.
pretty much the whole.
I am Confucian.
The whole gist of the Fairy Tail is the name of the most famous like wizard guild, like magic guild in
What?
like the show. And the whole thing, like when they give like the whole backstory of like how they founded it, fairies are mythical beings that no one has ever seen, and no one knows if they have tails or not, but some people just believe in that. So the main character, the first person that founded it was like, I believe in the fairies, like I believe them or whatever, and so it became
Wow,
Fairy
I did
Tail.
not remember it being that
this-
stupid. I thought it
this-
was way more in deep.
That explanation
I mean, it might
throws
be.
me
It
back.
might be. It might be, but like I haven't seen the show in a while, and
I
that
don't
is the
know
best that it's something along those lines. Like I don't really remember the,
yeah,
the
no,
exact.
no, you're
the
right.
gist of-
You're right. I'm
much- I
sure
don't
the show did it in a deeper way, but like
Yeah.
you are right. I think that is
Dude,
it.
That explanation
yeah.
really fucks up the vision I had for the show. It's so serious.
Yeah,
Fairy Tale.
it's
not.
not
It's
serious.
not.
It's not serious.
The
Not
show is
serious.
not that
Serious.
serious. The show.
Okay, it's a typical shonen, which if you don't know, shonen are anime series that are made for young guys, like young boys, like usually like teenage boys.
Excuse me. What about young women?
Well, I mean, young women can definitely watch the show, and I have friends that do watch that show that are women, but
So do I.
there are reasons why
you have
they
female friends, Adrian?
Mira, cabrón.
You can
Oh my
watch
God, this
anime
is-
and
Yo,
have
this-
female
like-
friends.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh my god.
Holy shit!
Oh,
But you gotta hide. You gotta hide it until they know you well enough for them to like not be weirded out about it.
Oh,
Nah, I don't-
talking about hiding.
give a
Talking
shit.
about hiding. One of our friends from our friend group had a girlfriend for, I think it was 4 months or something. Like she.
Oh
he kno-
yeah,
sh-
yeah.
he knew her for months.
No,
I forgot. I
It
forgot the word
wasn't-
"knew."
No, wait, no. Are you talking about not the one we learned about recently, but like
No,
the
no, no,
one from
the-
like
if you want to like discuss this in the text chat so you can get
No,
your
no,
Are you
no,
talking
no,
about
no,
wait,
no,
wait,
no,
no,
Jesus
no, no.
Christ.
Are you talking about
No,
the
no.
one that never told her that he watched anime?
No, he did tell her eventually.
Oh, okay.
Because he was like, oh, if I
Eventually.
tell her I watch anime, she's gonna leave me, bro. And
No,
we're like,
I was there.
"What?"
I was
Yo.
there for that conversation. We were playing.
Yo,
like it was
that
like one
was-
of the only times I played Fortnite in my life. Like I
Yeah.
played that game like twice. One of the two times I
we're
played
so
it,
nerds.
he was there
We're
like
such fucking
like
nerds.
he was like, yeah, she's sleeping in the bed while I'm playing Fortnite, and we're like, oh, so does she know that you watch anime? And he's like, no. Like, how long has it been going on? About half a year. If she knows, she might leave. I'm like, what the fuck?
First off, look, I'm gonna say a message. If you're scared to let people know you watch anime, I mean, like,
Okay,
you
okay,
should- it's
no.
not
the
something to
answer
be
that-
ashamed
The
of.
answer to
There
that
are
question
things-
is it depends.
no, look, there's ridiculous things about anime that obviously do make people think it's super weird. But like, if you're like, I
It's
have no
okay,
issue
man.
telling people I watch anime. I have no issue.
like,
Like,
I
if
don't,
I start
don't-
dating someone,
I
I'm
don't
not
get
gonna
the
like throw
issue.
it in their face. I'm gonna be like, "Do you watch anime? Do you watch anime, girl? Like what?
Do you love anime,
like-
bro? Do you love anime?
We can't keep dating unless you love anime. Like it's not.
Oh, oh my, oh my.
No,
You
God.
gotta
but, like, I
notice.
mean, if it
you
comes
gotta,
up
you
in
gotta,
this-
you gotta tell me, notice me, senpai, every time we have sex. Like,
No, but like if it comes
yeah.
up in conversation, like I'm like, oh yeah, I've seen that series, or I watch anime, or like yeah, I love it.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
That's
no,
the whole
Like
thing.
I'm not gonna hide it.
I made it clear to my girlfriend that I'm like Star Wars fan. I'm like, she's very clear of that. Like, I'm like, Star Wars is amazing, and she's like, I don't remember watching Star Wars, and I was like, I don't think we can continue this relationship. And she was like, what? I was like, I'm not being serious, like, but like you have to watch Star Wars, you know, like you can't. Like, oh, but yeah, like also my girlfriend is one of those people that takes me serious when she's not supposed to take me serious, and I'm like, I'm not being serious about this, but you kind of do have to watch Star Wars. Yeah, I get into trouble a lot, more than I would like. But hey,
so Adrian, so you, I'm glad for you, man. I really am. I'm happy.
Thank
Oh
you.
yeah, did I finish explaining the shonen thing?
So you said you started watching, which by the way I looked it up. Yes, the release date was like late 2009. So you were correct. So you said
so it was
Fairy
probably
Tail
late
was like
2010 that I started watching it.
yeah.
Yeah, no, so yeah, let me finish the shonen explanation. So yeah, it's basically a show, and the reason why it's categorized as that is because it's mostly action-based. Again, there is a good amount of fan service, again, in the form of, like, women that are just drawn in very suggestive ways, like, there's this, I actually found that there is, I don't think I jotted down, but I was doing, like, a bit of research for this episode, just, like, obviously the typical anime tropes, and, like, apparently there is a name for, like, you know, when they draw like titties that like defy gravity and physics or just general logic, and I didn't jot it down. I'm so annoyed. There's apparently a term for it in Japan, and I was like, they have a name for when they do this? But yeah, I mean, yeah, shonen will typically have like a good amount of fan service.
It's also typically fantasy in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
by the way, I remember Dragon Ball Z. I didn't say this when I watched anime because I really didn't watch it. I just, as a kid, I watched Dragon Ball Z and Naruto, but I only watched like the fights. Like when the episodes were good, I was like, oh my god, not understanding jack shit, but hey, fighting, action. Yeah. And one episode that I scrolled through in Dragon Ball Z, like young kid Goku, I think he was. I don't even remember if it was Goku. He looked like Goku. He had a tail, whatever. He lifted up a girl's skirt, and she was wearing like this like, you know, very suggestive panty, like you could see the ass and whatever. I was like scarred.
Yeah.
At the point that was like, why is this even in the series? Like, this has nothing of value to character development. Like, you know.
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
that's my critique with anime. But yeah, like keep going.
Yeah.
You like watching anime titties. Keep going.
No, fuck you. Yeah, no, I mean, that's the thing. Those are all shonen animes, and this is typically something that does happen every now and then in like those types of animes. And then there are some very serious animes out there that like you will watch and like that has none of that, and I love those, cause like I don't need those moments.
Dude, you can't tell me that in High School of the Dead, that infamous scene was not necessary. By the way, guys, I will leave the link to this clip on the description or on the Instagram post, because
or if you want to just Google it,
no. I'll leave the link. I'll leave the link.
No,
you can Google it.
Leave the link.
We might post it on Instagram. God knows.
Dude, this scene. Carlos and Adrian showed me this scene last week when we recorded. Like they showed me after it. And yo, what the fuck? Basically, these boobs, there are two sets of boobs in this scene. One's just bounce around ridiculously. Like, this guy like holds the boobs like with his forearm to hold the sniper. You'll see the scene. Point is, he shoots one time, and this one shot gets 7 takes of the different angles of bouncing titties, and they all bounce differently in each take. Also, a bullet runs across, like, so like these boobs, like they go like the bullet goes up and under each boob when they're moving. It's ridiculous. I'll leave the link. You'll watch it for yourself. Like, express your reaction, either comment on the post or whatever, because
you're gonna lose respect for us knowing about this scene. You're gonna lose respect.
Not for me. because I didn't watch
Yeah,
the series.
Navia.
I mean,
To
They
be
both
fair,
were.
Navia didn't know about. Navia didn't know about it.
yeah,
We-
Navia didn't know about it
So
until we told
my
him.
reaction will be similar to those of you who haven't watched this anime or haven't watched anime as a whole.
You know what's infuriating about that? I have never watched the series. I know about the infamous scene prior, but like I've wanted to watch the series because I do hear it's a really good series. But then I know it has moments like that which just make me not want to watch it.
I've
Because you
seen
don't
the
want to sit
series,
down
like-
and have your parents enter the room while you're watching scenes like
Oh my
this.
God, dude. Look,
I'll,
if
I'll
you
be
want a good,
guys. I'll be blatant. I've seen it. Like High School Me saw
oh
that.
yes,
Like the whole season. And I've also read the manga as well. The anime goes to a whole different level than the manga does. Like, whole different level. Like, oh my
Wait,
god.
then
mangas?
maybe
Do
I should
mangas
just read the
have
manga.
fan service?
Ooh,
Yeah,
yeah,
no, no, they do.
yeah,
They do.
100%. A
'Cause I
lot of
only
it
read
stems
Death
from
Note.
Sometimes-
manga. Yeah.
sometimes
yeah,
they're
I'll-
higher up, sometimes they're lower. Like they're more like they're worse. The fan service is like more blatant in the manga. Sometimes it's less blatant. Like it varies from show to show. But yeah, no, like again, I know I want to watch that series because I hear it's so good. But like, it's got that scene.
Okay, so
It's
Adrian,
just-
you were
Okay,
you were
so-
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. That was your beginning.
Well,
Oh,
no,
no, it was
Shitty
Fairy
series.
Tale. I then
Oh,
watched
yeah.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Fairy Tale,
both
Fairy Tale.
series.
I'm sorry. Same shit, basically. I don't know. I haven't watched
No,
it.
it's not. Very different series. Very different.
I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
I'm a casual fan. I'm
The
like,
thing is, Adrian
you
and I
son
are
of a
actually
bitch.
taking this really seriously. Where we're actually trying to get people that don't know a lot about anime to like understand like our points of views, and then we just have this dipshit here.
But it's also
Okay.
hilarious to talk about
Okay,
the
guys,
ridiculous tropes. Okay.
Before you think watching anime is stupid and whatever, I honestly recommend it. Why? Because they have like very good action scenes. A lot of good memes come out of it. You're not what's the word? Anime fans? The
Otakus.
Otaku?
Oh yeah, you're not gonna become an otaku for watching 3 anime series, you know. If like, yeah, so yeah, like just I like when people expand their like, I'm gonna say their horizons in different ways. Like I like when people listen to different music genres. It's very good. Like if you listen to rap, listen to reggaeton, listen to rock, listen to salsa. I don't know, listen to some boleros. You know, like listen to like the most amount of music you can, and that applies to series and movies also. I've watched sitcoms. I did watch Friends, even though I hate it, but I watched it, so I have my own opinion. So I don't have to depend on others' opinion to shit on a series. I do watch rom-coms and all that shit. So like I'm starting to watch anime right now. I'm starting with Initial D, and I'm really liking the series. You just have to find something that appeals to you, and you can research it on Reddit or on Google because there are a lot of series also on Netflix. One series that a lot of people have told me about before we go to Carlos's first anime that he started is Castlevania. Even though it's an American anime, people say it's really really good, and I'm gonna watch it later.
It's so good.
It's about
It's so good.
vampires. So yeah, like so I want people to watch anime so they can make their own opinion. If they don't like it, you know, like if you don't like it and you try to watch it, hey, at least you tried, you know, because you don't depend on others' opinions for shitting on anime, you know. So yeah, that's like the whole. That's what we're trying to get to with this episode, I guess. Even though I'm like shitting on these guys for watching anime because they're fucking nerds. Says the guy who loves Star Wars, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Star Wars episode
It's
coming
okay,
soon.
man. We still love you, Adrian. You just made a face. What happened?
Oh no, it's something unrelated to this episode. I sent it in like our Twitter group chat if you want to see it.
But
Okay.
like
Yeah. Don't worry, everyone. You don't need to know.
I mean, do you want me to say? Like, I could quickly say it.
Yeah. Just say it.
Woj got suspended from ESPN for his "fuck you" comment.
Are you
That he did.
shitting me?
no, dude,
Yo.
ESPN is so dumb. How do you
Dude,
suspend
that is their
Woj,
number
bro?
Free my
one
man
reporter.
Woj.
That is
Free
their
my
number
man
one
Woj.
reporter. What the fuck are you
Dude,
even
he's probably
doing,
got
man?
suspended. He's not gonna get fired or nothing. He's probably just
I
suspended for a
know,
bit.
but this is so stupid, man.
Yeah, but let's not get that into the
Yeah,
episode.
okay.
Let's keep
So-
talking.
So I made a list last night. I took a break from searching for jobs because I am jobless right now. And-
Same.
Yeah, and I made a list of like pretty much every anime that I have either seen fully, seen mostly, or I wanted to talk about a little bit, even if it was just by passing. In the episode.
Say the number. Say the number.
Yeah. Okay.
of
No. First of
animes you've
all.
watched.
Yeah. So I went through pretty much the entirety of Hulu and Netflix, like going through their directories and seeing like what they had, and then like there was a couple I was missing, so I filled in the blanks later on. At the end of the day, then this is not I might have seen more, but I have a list of a total of 72 anime that I have at the very least a minimal amount of knowledge on. It's a lot more than I was expecting, to be honest.
Say
But,
it. Say it. Say it. Say it.
Say
The
what?
number. The
Say
number.
I
said
We
it.
want the number.
I said it.
Wait, what?
I
You
said
did?
the number.
Really?
Did it cut out?
Okay, yeah, I did. But what? I guess I said it too high. Maybe the high pitch. I've seen 72. 72.
Jesus Christ.
God damn.
It's
As a frame of comparison, I didn't mention my number. I've seen 18. Like, fully. Again, I said my watch list is longer than the list of anime I've actually watched.
Dude,
So, yeah.
Yeah.
It's Carlos told this number before the episode, and even knowing it, it's like shocking. But I mean, honestly,
it's a lot. It's a
because
lot.
you gave us the explanation why you've watched a lot of anime, so you can say it here again.
Okay, so
Yeah, it's-
I've seen anime for two main reasons. So first of all, let's start with how I started, and I started. Adrian said that his first anime fairy tale was around 2010. I got my first glimpse of anime around. I want to say I was maybe like, how old were we in 2010?
12, 11.
Like 12. I want to say that I got started maybe like at least 5 years before that. So I got into anime when I was pretty young, and I accidentally like stayed up. I'm a night person, so I would stay up late a lot, and I would go onto Adult Swim after Cartoon Network was done, and once like Family Guy and and Robot Chicken was over, like past midnight,
Toonami.
is when Toonami starts, which was like the only way to see anime in Puerto Rico for a long time. It pretty much still kind of is.
Respect.
And the shows, like besides like the regular Yu-Gi-Oh and Dragon Ball Z, that like everyone those were not on that channel, but like other people, like other kids would know about that because they were just like card games and other shit.
And Cartoon Network
I
aired
saw-
those animes
Yeah.
like during the day on Saturdays, I think it was.
So I saw, when I was really young, I saw Naruto. So I already had like a very like strong like connection to Naruto from when I was young. I saw Bleach as well, which are two of the most mainstream anime you'll ever find. Like it's up there with One Piece as some of the most mainstream anime. And then I saw one called Inuyasha, which was also it's one of the older ones, but it's also one of the most critically acclaimed ones. And Prince of Tennis, which was a sport anime, which is very good. Like it has none of the like fan service crap. It's also shonen because it's directed at like a younger audience, but it's like they make tennis like a lot more interesting than it is. Like a lot more, and this is coming from like a tennis player, like someone that likes to play and watch tennis. They make it a lot more interesting. So that's how I started. And I said I was like probably 6 or 7 when I first like got a glimpse of these. When I grew up more, I started like finding ways to watch them, and it pretty much became just not elementary. It was more like middle school and high school. When I got my first laptop and I started getting access to the internet, I could find like sites to watch these online without having to pay. And so that's when I was able to finish a lot of these and get into more. But like this kind of ties in with one thing Adrian said before, is that to me anime was kind of like an escape from reality, not because I had a shitty reality, just because I'm like, I love fantasy and like sci-fi and shit like that. And I didn't like, this was one of the things that I could easily access, and I could find so many different things that were not connected, like so many different genres and styles and like art and storylines. And it gave me like it was like I had a shitty day at school, like I flunked a test or whatever, or like I'm fucking exhausted from playing sports or whatever, and I'm just, you know what, I'm gonna sit here for about an hour and I'm just gonna put on my headphones. I'm gonna lose myself in whatever it is that's going on in this world. Is it weird? Bet your fucking ass. Anime is weird, guys. Okay, like you need to, like it is weird. Like the ways that the Japanese like represent stuff is really fucking weird. I don't understand it, and I've been watching it since I was a toddler. But it, like, you don't have to understand it. Like you can, what you can understand is like the meanings behind like the actual like meanings that they have on like the shows. Like that stuff is universal. Now the means in which they portray it, some ways that they design characters, it's weird. Yes, it is. There's no way around that. And some people can deal with it, some people like can't, and that's fine.
You know what's the
but
thing? The way you watched anime, basically, you got after school, you sat down and watched some anime. I was the same way, but with YouTube instead of anime. So, I was kind of the same way, but instead I watched.
But I transitioned.
YouTube,
I transitioned to that because like most of these 72 came during high school, and then in college I became a YouTube junkie. Like I watch so much YouTube now, and I'm like starting to get back into anime now, but the reason is because I watched so much already. I couldn't watch like new stuff that wasn't like dubbed over into English, because like if I have to read subtitles, I gotta give it all my attention, and I can't study or do a homework.
I wanted to ask you this, both of you. There's this war inside otakus, basically, that is the sub and dub war. What is this
it's
war?
It's not even a war, I would say.
I mean,
I don't think it's even a war.
People, it's not a war, but people like bully people who. Okay, point is subs and dubs.
This is the thing.
Sub is subtitled anime, so it's anime in Japanese, but with subtitles. So you have to read the subtitles to understand what's happening. And then there's dub, which is dubbed anime, so it's in English, so different voice acting, whatever. Some people are so into anime that they watch it in Japanese, even though they don't understand jack shit. They just understand like two words like senpai and notice me.
I know a few more than that. Come on.
I know, but like
he's not talking about
like
you
some
directly.
people. Some people like actually get pissed and like say, "Oh, you really watch dub anime?" Like my brother's one of those people. And I'm like,
really?
Yeah, like he really hates. I mean, he not really hates people who watch dubs. But I was like, one time I told him like, I just don't want to sit down and read fucking subtitles. I'd rather buy a manga and read it than read subtitles when I'm not even watching the series because I'm watching the subtitle. I'm not a subtitle person because I'm really about imagery. In the sense of like, so in Puerto Rico, like the movie theaters have subtitles in Spanish all the time, and I get pissed off in terms of some movies like, say, Dunkirk, which was like a very visually stunning movie on IMAX. So I had to I watched it on IMAX, the big screen, all the shit. And it had Spanish subtitles. So literally these huge fucking words, 2 lines at the bottom of my screen. Just, I'm not going to read that shit. Because I'm like, dude, I'm trying to watch a fucking movie. I am watching Initial D with subtitles. And yeah, I'm like having fun with it. Because the action doesn't have any subtitles. Because they barely talk during the racing and whatever. But at the same time, I'm not watching the whole series all the time because of the subtitles. Because I'm not like if I want to read, I'm going to read a book or a comic. which I do read comic books, by the way. I'm that kind of nerd. I have like a shit ton of Batman comic books.
I also have a comic
Batman
books.
is the best
I also have
superhero. Come at me, bro. Fuck Avengers.
Yes.
Fuck Endgame. It wasn't the greatest movie of all time. Dark Knight is the best superhero movie and top 5 movies of all time. Come at me, bro. Come fucking at me, bro. Anyways,
okay, we'll have our episode for that. Okay, calm down.
Yeah, I'm gonna have the episode up of fuck Marvel, because Marvel makes the same movies all the time. Anyways, subtitles, anime. That's my thing about anime. Like, I can't sit down and have like a full day of binge watching anime because of the subtitles, and sometimes dub is kind of shitty. Because of budget and shit. So I wanted to know you guys' opinion on that.
Yeah, no, and I can totally understand the subtitle thing. When it comes to what you said about Dunkirk, I do get annoyed when there's subtitles in a movie where I don't need subtitles. Because even if you're not gonna need to read them, or you even don't feel like reading them, they're still gonna catch your attention. So you're kind of switching off your view from like the action to the subtitle. So, and like, you don't want that distraction. Now, the whole thing about anime fans, like hardcore anime fans, will get on your shit for not watching an anime subbed. But the thing is, like Carlos said, especially now that, like, when we were in college, the time to watch anime was greatly reduced, because we were, obviously, there's classwork, there's work, there's relationships. You're spending all this time, so like, you want to watch anime, but you need to watch it. Well,
you made relationships sound like it's such a hardcore job. Like, relationships.
No, I'm saying, like,
I can't watch my fucking anime.
Because you're gonna spend time.
I'm just pulling your.
I know you.
I rather spend time with my girlfriend than watch anime. I will say that.
Oh, for sure.
Obviously,
I'm
like,
single, but like,
there's
when I was.
Yeah, there's every now and then that I'm like, oh, I want to know what happens in this anime, but I'm not gonna jeopardize like spending time in my relationship because I really just want to watch anime. Like you realize when you have a lot of shit going on that.
You can see Adrian cramming in the anime. Like, it's like, say his girlfriend falls asleep. Well, his ex-girlfriend now fell asleep during, like, when they were splitting or whatever, like, in his dorm room, and he'd be like hugging her and whatever, and he'd reach for his phone. This is not real, guys. I'm just making a movie.
Yeah, no, I've
like,
never done that.
Him hugging her, reach for his phone. She's sleeping. He puts in like wireless headphones and just starts watching anime from behind her. She's like, "What's that light? Oh, I don't know. I think I left the bathroom light on. But does it bother you?" No, it's okay. So he dims down the brightness. Is like, I love anime.
It'd be hilarious if I'd actually done that at one point. But I never did that with anime. I did that with sports sometimes. If it was like a big sports game on, like, I vividly remember doing that for the 2018 AFC Championship game.
Dude.
She fell. This was in her apartment. She fell asleep, and like, I was like, well, she fell asleep, so I took out my phone. I'm like, I'm gonna watch Patrick Mahomes do his shit, and then they lost against the Patriots.
I've done that year. Oh, bro, I've done that with manga. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but anyway, going back to the sub thing.
Dude, oh my god, I'm not criticizing you because the sports thing is a real thing that kind of happens sometimes.
Yeah,
but yeah,
like, by the way, like Carlos said, I would never.
Okay, so one time I was like, my girlfriend told me like, hey, can we go out? I was at like, I say 11 a.m. in the morning on Sunday, and I was like, oof, we can't go out at that time. We could go out later. And she was like, why? Do you have something to do? I was like, yes. And she was like, what do you have to do? I was like, Real Madrid game on. I'm sorry. It's a big thing, dude. I sometimes I religiously watch Real Madrid games. Like, I sit down on my couch, put on the TV, get a beer, sit down, watch the game, scream at the TV, say everything to the referee and whatever. But anyways, this is an anime episode. There is a soccer anime. I saw there was a game that came out, and I was like, this looks stupid as hell, but hey, whatever.
Yeah, keeping on with the sub thing, and the whole sub thing, hardcore anime fans will get on your ass because you don't watch sub. And again, we don't have a lot of time, even now in quarantine, which I did find time to binge through some series I hadn't watched.
Can't relate.
You know, I still got through maybe like 2 or 3 series.
Can't relate.
But now I've gotten like really busy again, so I haven't been able to keep watching series like I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes you gotta do it while you're working on stuff. Like I do it sometimes watching it while I'm looking into new jobs or looking into graduate school stuff and all that. And I need the dub because I can't. Because if you take your fucking eyes away from anime, subbed anime for like a second, you come back and you're like, wait, what the fuck's happening? I just looked away for a minute. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And like,
Yep.
like it went from like 2 people having a conversation to like this intense battle, and you're like, the fuck.
So I would consider myself like between us three. I guess I have to say I'm hardcore between us three, just because of the sheer number. I don't give a fuck who, if you watch dub or subbed. Like I could give 3 rats asses. Like if you're enjoying it, that's great.
But could you give 3 flying shits? Important question, by the way.
About
if you guys could see Carlos's face right now, he was loading for like a full minute.
Yeah, I couldn't hear Jack.
No,
I couldn't hear Jack.
Oh, I'm sorry. What I told you is that you couldn't give 3 flying like three rats
Flying
asses.
shits,
So
yeah.
I was like, but could you give 3 flying shits about it?
Not flying.
Oh, just 3 normal shits, just casual.
Yeah, no,
brown.
yeah, man. Like,
Oh, I forgot to ask at the beginning again. God damn it.
well,
Dude,
ask at
yeah,
the end,
you're
whatever.
really
Yeah.
fucking up this whole shebang.
slacking,
You know what I'm
man.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
dude, what's
Yeah,
wrong
well,
with you?
so
Like,
my-
dude, I swear, I'm gonna put a post-it note on your face that reminds you of it.
I gotta put like an alarm on my phone. Ask Navi about his shit level today.
my point of view
By
is
the way,
the same
it
as
was
Adrian's.
kind
pretty
of.
much.
I took a big risk. I ate Taco Bell before the episode.
Whoo!
But hey, as of right
That's a
now,
big
I'm not
one.
feeling anything, so we're good. We're good.
Yeah. Come on, Carlos. Let's
Yeah.
keep going.
I mean,
'cause
I'm pretty much in the same boat as Adrian. Like, I don't care as long as I do agree that there are, if you have the time, most of the time the sub is worth it a little, is better. If you have the time. If you don't, watching the dub honestly won't change the only reason the dub will ever like be of an issue is when you're like me and you've seen so many, especially of the big popular ones, and you start connecting voices and you're like, these two characters are played by the same, are like voiced by the same person. Like when you get to that point, which takes a lot of time to get into, by the way, like it takes a lot of time to develop that.
I've watched series like I've like, hey, that's this one from this show.
Yeah, but sometimes
it's a
it
small
becomes
world.
sometimes it becomes an issue. Like if you have 2 characters you really like, one character you really like, one character you don't like, and then they're the same person, and you're like, oh, like that can be an issue sometimes. Or sometimes it's just like the repetitiveness becomes like a problem. But that's a budget thing. That's what Navi says. Like anime only gets dubbed if enough people in the States like have an interest for it. And there's only like the community for like dubbing it, unless it's like one of these things that's supposed to be like groundbreaking, like the new thing, the new big thing, like that will get new voice actors. But a lot of the smaller shows will get repeated voice actors, and you like, I don't really think it's an issue to hear it dubbed.
No,
I really don't.
To just add on to that at the end, a lot of times it is true that the sub is better than the dub, because most of the time Japanese voice actors will put in like a more effort and like more emotion into their performances than American voice actors. And there are series that are dubbed that do sound better, I believe, better dubbed than subbed, and we'll get into that. I think because we want to do last thing in this episode is recommend anime again for people that never watched it or want to maybe try it out.
I don't know how much time we have left, but there's 2 more things I want to do.
Yeah, we're gonna
one is I want to take a quick note and talk about just like shows that have like notable fan service that you should probably steer clear of unless you're into that stuff. I won't judge you.
I think we'll only have time. Time to list them out.
Okay, I'm just gonna list these out and
But no, I want to finish off my sub dub point. And then there's again, most of the time the dub is good. Like it's fine. Like again, maybe not as great as the sub, but it works. Now there are times where the dub is absolutely terrible.
Yes.
One example of this, I honestly have not caught up with it in terms of like how the dub is sounded like, so maybe it's gotten better. But Attack on Titan became one of the most popular anime of all time, I would say. Back in 2013, I think that's when it came out. And I watched it as subbed because that's all there was at that point. And since it became so popular, they eventually dubbed it. And I remember watching the trailer for that dub. And I was like, oh, let me see how it sounds. And I just heard the voices, and they were so different from the sub. I could not watch the full trailer, and I never even tried to watch the dub. Like, it was so bad. So there are going to be those series where, like, you listen to those voices performances, and you're like, But most of the time, again, they're good.
I saw the dub before the sub, so I didn't really have that pre-text.
Oh,
so when I came back to it, I didn't really care that much. But yeah, so I want to quickly just list these out. Probably never want to watch these shows. Some of them are one of them. Okay, I'll say soon. Okay, so High School DxD. Probably if I only get to say one, I want to start off with the most relevant one. High School DxD. It is pornography. They don't have sex. They don't have sex or anything, but they insinuate it like a lot of times, and there is full on nudity, like just full on nudity. Like
quick shout out. I just started to feel something, so you know.
Hey, danger meter is at 3 right now.
Damn it.
Danger meter from 1 to 10 is like at 4, maybe 5.
Ooh, it's climbing.
It's climbing. It's climbing.
I have sadly seen. I don't think I've seen all of it, but I've sadly seen part of that show high school and hormones and shit. But I heavily regret it. Because it's not a good show. It's not even like. It's not even. You know, I mean, I didn't do anything to the show, but I remember that when I did watch it, like I had to the show. Like, okay, so I have a window right next to my room, which you can see from the outside. So I remember having to close my blinds because I was like, no one can see me watching this. Like, I will die. I'm in the point of my life now where I don't care what people think about me. Like, I'm sure about who I am, and I can say this comfortably that I did watch that show, and I mean. It happened, whatever, but it's not a good show. Like some of these shows, like have fan service, you can like get past it because the actual story is good. But this show, it doesn't even have a good story. It doesn't even have like a good story. It's just there. It doesn't have a good story. It doesn't have a good. It's too ridiculous. Like it reached.
But that's why I enjoyed it. It's because it is so ridiculous. But yeah, no, keep going. Yeah. I'm not gonna say so much about
High School of the Dead, which you will see You'll see that clip, and that clip is all you. It doesn't actually have the nudity, but it has like the bouncy, jiggly, like anti-physics
anime.
Yeah, of like the titties. Kill la Kill is Navia said already. Mach and Key.
It's so uncomforting.
Mach and Key is also pretty much. I think it has full on nudity, but I don't quite remember. It's got the bouncy jiggliness as well. Monster Musume. Don't. I haven't seen it, but I've read a couple of the manga chapters, and it also has the full-on nudity. And to top onto that, it mixes in like humanoid creatures, like human like mixed in with like animals, like shit like that. Like it's one of those that's just like no, you this shouldn't be a thing, especially a popular thing. Prison School. Adrian talked about this a little bit in the beginning, and I told him to hold off. Prison School is... I haven't seen it, but I've read pretty much all of it. Before it became an anime, I remember I read the manga. And it's pretty much... There's an underground, like, student council, and these 4 kids, the boys... are like taken into like they do something wrong in the school. The underground student body, which is full of just like masochist girls, take them in and like pretty much lock them up in prison while they're in school. And it's insane, man. Like there's no nudity, but like the shit that goes on in that show, like it is it's oh my god.
I only watched the first episode because Carlos and another friend of ours said, "Oh, you should definitely watch it." And then I watched the first episode. I was like, "Why the fuck did you guys make me do this?"
Just high school. Just high school.
That was in college. You recommended
was
it to me in college.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yes.
But I haven't seen it. I've read it, and I think that it's one of those things that this is one of those that I like the story behind. I like the concept, but it because it does have like psychological components and like a lot of planning. Like it's like how they escape from the prison pretty much and what they have to do, and it's insane. But it's kind of hard. Like if you're a new person into anime, definitely stay clear of this. Like steer clear of this. You don't want to mess with this. And then I have one here. No Game No Life is one of those that's good. It's good, but it's got a lot of it's got a lot of fan service, and it's got kind of like what the people in like I think anime community say it's like lolicon or something like that, when it's like a younger person, like when it's not just like high school, it's like elementary school person, like girl, and like there's kind of like some brother sister like fetish going on there. That stuff is weird. But the actual strategy of the like I've seen a lot of people talk really good about it because the actual strategy of the thing is gorgeous. Like it's really fucking smart, but it's also hard to get past the fan service. It's weird. And then the last one I got is Ouran High School Host Club is for girls. It's made for girls. It's pretty much like a like this high school has this club of like really wealthy like boy toys. And they're all like really good, smooth with the ladies, but they're all like, the fan service for ladies is kind of expected to be like the proper guys and like with the dazzling like Prince style. So that's like that doesn't have anything. It's just weird. If you're a guy, it's just odd, but it's like it's meant for women. So
yeah, I think we need to start wrapping up soon. So I want to go through like the anime that I would recommend to people that aren't heavily into anime or like want to start out. I think these are shows that again don't have a lot of these ridiculous anime tropes, so you're not gonna be turned off the show because all of a sudden jiggles, Yeah, so I'm gonna go through my list here of the ones I built, and Carlos, after I finish here, you obviously say whatever opinions you want to say about them. First one, Cowboy Bebop, straight up. It is like if you took Blade Runner, made it a more Western, and then added a nice dash of comedy. It is so well done. The story is amazing.
Why is it called
characters,
Cowboy Bebop though? Like what's
that's the name of the ship.
Okay. Because
Bebop
honestly,
is
Cowboy
the ship.
Cowboy Bebop sounds like a fucking the show The Get Down on Netflix? It's about disco, whatever.
Yeah.
So the show sounds to me like if you took Scott Pilgrim versus the World and made it with disco instead
Yeah, it's
of rock.
definitely not that. It's not that at all.
That's how it sounds to me. Like
I know,
everybody talks about Cowboy
sounds-
Bebop. I'm like, how can you take a show seriously when it's called Cowboy Bebop?
Yeah, I don't even know what it means really.
You pretty much learn to like not really have anime. One thing anime's taught me is you really can't judge the book by its cover. Like some of these titles are trash, but then you like see the actual thing and you're like, okay, this is good, but the title is trash.
Okay, cool.
And Cowboy Bebop is one that has been critically acclaimed forever. It came out in 98. It holds up. It is, again, amazing story, great characters, super engaging world. It's only 24, 25, 20, some mid-20s range of episodes. So it's a quick binge if you have it. I think it's on Hulu.
Wait,
and
is it just one season?
Again, yeah, it's only one season.
Shit.
And again, definitely if you're a fan of like the Blade Runner movies or westerns or just sci-fi in general, I would highly recommend it. Even if you don't want to watch anime as a whole or like want to get into it, that is still a show that is so well done that you should definitely watch it. And it also is definitely a show I think that has a dub that's better than the sub. Like the dub is so good, and for the 98, that's impressive because at 98 there wasn't like the community of voice actors for anime wasn't as strong as it is obviously now in 2020. So the fact that they had such a great dub back then is Truly amazing. And again, amazing story. It's number 2 I got is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Another show, it deals with, I would say, it's definitely, if you wanted a more mature version of maybe even Avatar The Last Airbender, I feel like it has kind of the similarities in terms of like the world it's in, because it's like it's a government conspiracy story at times. I mean, Avatar The Last Airbender isn't a government conspiracy story, but it has elements of kind of like that type of stuff.
I mean,
and those
season 2 pretty much is.
Yeah, exactly. So, and it's again it's so well done. You have a great plot, amazing characters. It's such a great watch. That one's, I think, about 50 episodes. So again, it's not really
that one's like 50, yeah.
Yeah, it's not that long of a binge. It might get to 60. And it's on Netflix, I think. So definitely another one to get into. Number 3, Steins Gate. If you are a fan of Christopher Nolan movies, especially Inception or Interstellar, watch this show. Again, only 20-some episodes. It starts off kind of slow, not going to lie. It's on Hulu. It starts off kind of slow, not going to lie. But when it gets going, holy shit. The climax of it is so... I mean, there's very few anime that like will make me like tear up or shed a tear. This was one of them. Like, it got to a moment where I was like... I was watching it on my screen. I remember watching it on my screen. And I was just like... My face was so close to the screen because like in that one moment I was like, holy shit.
Okay, let's compare that to Star Wars. Is it as good as Ahsoka versus Darth Maul?
Well, you see, that's an action scene. The climax isn't an action scene in this series.
But
it's
like
more of
that moment, that moment of, because
I would say I got the same amount of goosebumps.
If you haven't watched Star Wars like Carlos, you really should, by the way.
Well, I've seen Star Wars, just not Clone Wars.
No. Star Wars, boy. Like everything.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
The rest of these are just ones that I saw that like people recommended. I don't think they are, but like I'm gonna mention them anyway. Sword Art Online. Okay, look, if you're not really into video games, I mean, don't watch it. Really, I don't think you'd be interested. If you
maybe
are
the
into
first
video games,
season.
You never watched anime.
Maybe the first season.
Maybe the first season. Give it a try.
But the rest of it you shouldn't really bother with.
Yeah. Death Note was also recommended, but I will say this. There's another show that's similar in terms of its themes and the main character and how he's portrayed and stuff, and it's called Code Geass, and it's also amazing. There's no fan service really. It's very mature again in its themes. It's got great characters, great plot. It's about 40-some episodes, and it's on Netflix, so definitely watch it. Attack on Titan and Psycho Pass are also 2 very mature animes. I love them. They're amazing. Attack on Titan, I don't remember. I think it's on Hulu too. But
yeah,
Psycho Pass is on Hulu. Okay, and then Psycho Pass, I think it's on Netflix. Those might get too intense at points, like in an anime style way, not in terms of any fan service or anything, or like ridiculous tropes, but like just in how it portrays like its action or its like moments. It can get kind of gruesome or disturbing even at times. So I mean, that one might be, if you're into that shit, definitely go watch it. But they're 2 great series, also short. So again, quick binge. And I know we're like running kind of over here, so let's see. How do we wrap this up?
So I'm not gonna.
Well,
so I have 3 that I would recommend. Pretty much, I have others, but like for people that are getting into it, I have really 3. The Future Diary is it's decent. It's not old, but I mean relative to us, it came out like I don't remember when it came out, but it's the art style. You can definitely tell that it's older than like the stuff we see today. And it's up there, man. Like it's got one of those plot twists at the end. Like the concept itself is really unique. Where there's a guy that he gets text messages on his phone about stuff that's gonna happen like in the future, and so like he can either change them or accept it. And eventually, sometimes you get a text that says you will die, and you can try to change that. And if you do, then you'll get another text message, and it's stuff, and it's insane. Like the concept is crazy, and the actual like plot twists are insane. Steins Gate is what Adrian already said. Definitely recommend. Now, Your Lie in April. It's on both Netflix and Hulu. I'm a fan. I like romance, man. I like romance stuff. I like seeing happy endings, and I like feeling good. This anime will probably be the only like. It's up there with one of the only animes that has ever made me cry. It's the only one I can think of at the top of my head. but will like because of like the actual like sentiment that goes into the show, like the art, it's also kind of it's musical. It's got like classical music, but the way it's portrayed, it's like some people think classical music is boring. If I mean it's up to you, but like the way it's shown here, it's really like it's one of those that really hits you in the feels. Like I feel no matter who you are, if you watch this, you'll feel something. Hopefully something good. But I if there's only one of these that you watch, I would say watch Your Lie in April. Yeah, it's like it's literally just like 12 episodes, and it's like you don't have to watch anime ever again. Like it's fine, but that show will make you feel. You'll be satisfied, I promise. And yeah, I think I'll call it. I mean, others that I have here are Neon Genesis Evangelion. It's also one of my OGs. It's weird. It's the only like show about like robots. Or an anime like references mechas, like Power Rangers kind of style, like a robot that fights other stuff. Will like people get in robots and fight. But this one has like a deeper connection because the robots are actually they're like neuro linked to the person inside of them. So like if one feels pain, so does the other. But it's pretty dark. The ending is pretty dark. And then this one is a little weird to pronounce, but it's Kakegurui. It's a Netflix original. It has fan service. It has fan service. If it's not a must watch. But if you have seen stuff before, like the concept of it is unique. It's really fucking unique. But those are just kind of like extra.
You could see my face right now, guys.
Yeah, that's only like that's an extra that I really enjoy, but it's not meant for newbies. 100% not.
No, definitely not. You gotta build the tolerance.
Watch Steins Gate and Your Lie in April. You'll get two different ends of the spectrum, and you will like both of them. They're really good.
It's like when you start drinking, you shouldn't start drinking with the hard liquor. You should probably start off with the easy stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, watch Steins Gate. Watch Your Lie in April. You will not regret it. I promise you that. And if you regret it, tell me to my face. I'll take it, man.
Yeah.
I'll take all your criticism. I'll take it all.
Yep. Okay.
Well,
we gotta end this.
What did we learn today? Well, Carlos is a nerd. Adrian is a nerd.
No. Carlos is
I'm a nerd.
If we learn something, is that I am the closest to an otaku you will find in this friend group. Of these three. These three.
Probably.
I don't know about the rest of our friends, but in these three, it's me.
Yeah,
probably up there.
I think it's obvious. Fucking 80 animes. That's ridiculous. Holy shit.
72. No, but I'm pretty like that, and that's like not including the manga I've read. I'm pretty sure I'd go over that for the mangas.
Oh my god, it's true. He reads so much manga. I barely read manga.
Because I transitioned from watching anime to reading manga in college, so I have read so much.
So basically, also one thing that's important again, try new things. Anything. Like if you're not very much of a food person, then try new music. If you're not a music person, try new movies, new anime, new TV shows, whatever. Just try new things. See if it pans out. See if it doesn't. I don't know. Like you might hate it. Fucking I really don't know. But hey, you know, like fucking anime can be cool. It can be boring. It can be sad. It can be funny. It can be funny. It can be utterly ridiculous. It can be utterly sexual, I guess. Like very, very, very sexual sometimes.
Yep. It'll make you sigh a lot.
I really want you guys to see this clip that we'll link. Oh my god, it's just so fucking weird.
Yeah, Navia, don't you have do you have a place to shout out?
Oh right, yeah. So again with the local shout outs, I tried this place today. It has some kind of hype behind it. It's called Tropico with a K, with a K. It's a food place. So they make criollo bowls. The base of the bowl can be either arroz manposteado, arroz con habichuelas, or mofongo. They have meat. You can go chicken, carne frita, churrasco, which is skirt steak, or ropa vieja, which is like an authentic Cuban meat, which is amazing, by the way. I tried the mofongo ropa vieja with green onions, sauteed peppers, and I forgot the last thing. But yeah, and aioli they make, and yo, that shit was orgasmic. Okay, that was fucking amazing, dude. I was so like, when you see the bowl, you're like, oh, that might fill me up, but not that much, maybe. Depends on, like, I'm a fat guy, you know. I like seeing a lot of food sometimes. But yo, amazing, like 10 out of 10 for me, honestly.
Guys,
So, yeah,
I know
it's
we
in-
really have to leave, but just because Navia said like like that the food was orgasmic.
Oh no, don't say
you can
that.
watch
Anime,
you can watch
please.
food you can watch Food Wars if you want.
Oh, dude.
You'll get a visualization.
So guys,
You'll get a visualization of what Navia is talking about when he means the food is orgasmic. I'll just leave it at that. I'm not gonna say anything else.
I mean, it's like, you know that I think I don't remember the movie, but it's very famous because it's in Katz, the deli in New York, and like this lady starts making a fake orgasm in her table after eating a sandwich. I don't remember the movie. It's from the 80s. It's very famous. But she goes like has like a full on fake orgasm, and like the whole restaurant is looking at her, and that's basically what you. Yeah, like, come on, take it out. Come on, you got it.
I know it. Oh fuck, it's When Harry Met Sally.
Yes, when Harry Met Sally.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah,
she
I
has
remember,
like
I
this
remember.
fake orgasm at Cats in New York. She's like, and whatever. So basically, it's that if it were an anime. And not fake orgasms,
Yeah.
like actual
But
orgasms. of
it's
food.
got other elements, but
The
yeah,
detail in the
it's
show of
that.
the foods, it's pretty amazing. Like, I've seen some
Yeah,
pictures of it, and I was
but-
like, oh shit, that's amazing. It looks pretty realistic.
and it goes into like the whole chemistry of stuff as well, so it's pretty smart. But it's got the foodgasms, so you gotta deal with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys,
Okay.
thank you for listening. Thank you for playing the episode, because, you know, you don't have to. You should, because knowledge. Stupid knowledge. Not necessary, but good to know things, you know, and shit talking. You're here for the shit talking mostly. But yeah, don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram. We'll leave the links down below. So I don't know what else to say, guys. I guess thank you again for like the third time.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh my god, you really went there. You really went there.
I went there,
dude,
man.
Guys,
I
he
went
did
there. I
he
went
did
full
the
anime
he
girl
did
on
the
there.
double peace
Went
sign.
anime girl.
Arigato.
I went
Oh my
peace
god.
sign anime girl shit there.
Bye.
Adiós.
Chequeamos.
Nos fuimos.